ladies, gentlemen. We're here on my roof in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Beautiful day. Rainy season seems to have come to an end. Today we have some family in town. They're seeing Cambodia for the very first time, and they're about the age of retirement, so they're actually considering retiring overseas, and they're considering Cambodia as one place where they would possibly look, or they've been to Vietnam, they've been to Thailand, they've had some experiences around Europe, so kind of testing the waters phase of retiring overseas, kind of figuring out where they want to go. And she's only been in Cambodia for 2 days, and we're going to try to get a very fresh impression of what she thinks so far. Would she consider retiring here? She's not someone who knows like a ton of things about Cambodia, but she's literally been here for 2 days. So, if she doesn't know something, don't be surprised. We're going to talk about, what she's experienced in those 2 days, the most fresh and like pure experience you can have of just getting off the plane. I don't know nothing. This is what I think.
Hello, I am Aunt Renata. I am from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, New York, and this is day number 2 here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. And my first impression, was, wow, it was pretty cool. I thought it was a little more laid back. I've been to Saigon, and Saigon is pretty hectic and lots of motorbikes. I found Cambodia to be pleasant, not as crazy with all the motorbikes. I definitely thought that it was cleaner. And after taking a walk around with my family that lives here, I really thought, wow, this is really a kind of neat place. It looks like they're doing a lot of buildings. My hotel is great. The people in the hotel are really good about helping me get set up on Grab, which is a rideshare app here. And I was busy taking tuk-tuks around town. Last night we had a nice dinner. It was very humid yesterday and hot, so I had to get used to the humidity, but today's a little better. There's some breeze. I have to say I was a little nervous as a single female walking around the streets. I've been warned, that there could be some theft of, your pocketbook. So I definitely wanted to just do grabs anywhere I was going to go. I did get scammed today. I was on the way to the Genocide Museum this morning, and this tuk-tuk driver came up to me and said, "Oh, you're staying at such and such hotel?" So I said yes, and he goes, "I can drive you somewhere." And so he charged me like 3 times the amount, so I learned a quick lesson that I should only use Grab rideshare if I'm for a tuk-tuk, because you can get scammed, and you just have to be careful. And if you do walk around, make sure you're walking around in a good neighborhood. You can go through the hotel and they can tell you where, the good neighborhoods are, but hold on to your purse and make sure that you are looking around and aware of any motorbikes that could just grab your purse while you're walking. But other than that, I thought, my impression of Cambodia is nice. I think I could live here. I think that it would take a little bit of getting used to as far as the hot, humid weather. But I so far have had a good impression of Phnom Penh. Tomorrow we're going to Siem Reap, and I am looking forward to the temples, the Angkor Wat temples. And I have to say that everybody I've run into so far has been, super nice.
All right, well, yeah, that's good advice. I mean, probably one of the first things you guys should know is that there's several different apps. It's not just Grab. There's Grab, there's Tada. I think even Nom24 now, which is a food delivery app, has, I believe, has tuk-tuks also. But there's a bunch of different rideshare apps, and almost all of them are better than just dealing directly with somebody on the street. Luckily, he only charged like her like $2 more than really like the price should have been. And like, okay, well that's like, yeah, it's an irritation, but sometimes they can pick you up and try to make you take these like fake tours and waste your time. It's very unlikely anything like dangerous is going to happen to you, like someone's going to attack you or try to kidnap you. It's not really something like that. It's more like they're going to kind of waste your time and try to take you places or not take you exactly where you want to go, but where they think they can get some money by taking you. So like you want to avoid just random people at the street yelling tuk-tuk at you. You know, if you live in a certain part of the city as an expat and you spend enough time there to where you recognize the same tuk-tuk people every day, you know, and you know that they're legit and you know that you know what you're supposed to pay, you know, then you're going to get treated like better, obviously, and you can work with those people. But if you don't know, the random tuk-tuk guy just runs up to you on the street and starts saying, hey, tuk-tuk, 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 tuk. You want to avoid using those people. Just get a SIM card, get any of these rideshare apps, and you don't have to worry too much about that stuff. What do you think so far of Phnom Penh as far as like a city, as far as aesthetically, like, and just really like in terms of like infrastructure, transportation, like are you enjoying the tuk-tuk thing? Like, I guess let's talk a little bit more about like what you think of the city itself.
So I think Phnom Penh is really quite a pretty city. I was very excited when I was landing in the plane yesterday and looking out, and I think it has a lot of history. It's got a lot of new buildings, but it's got a lot of old buildings. It reminds me sometimes a little bit of parts of Vietnam, Saigon, but it just looks like there's not a problem finding anything you need. Like there's so many cafes, restaurants, all kinds of food. Also, the tuk-tuk rides are fun, and you know, I just thought it was fun riding in the tuk-tuk. You know, that you have when you do a rideshare app, you can either choose a car or a tuk-tuk or so I think that getting around the city is pretty easy, and there's aesthetically, it's an interesting looking city to me. I look forward to you know, checking out the rest, other parts of Cambodia, but so far my opinion of Phnom Penh is pretty good.
Okay, what about cost? How are you finding that this is comparing to your cost in your home country at the moment? I know you're living in the west coast of the United States. Can you tell us a little bit about like what the costs of, you know, some of the things you've experienced here in the first couple of days versus what you would be paying for similar services where you're from in California at the moment?
So the cost of living, or from what I've experienced so far in Phnom Penh, is like, wow. I mean, I am originally from New York. I live on the West Coast now. And both the two cities that I've lived in, East Coast and West, extremely high cost of living. The food prices are ridiculous. I mean, just going out with a friend and having a couple of drinks and something to eat will cost you over $100. So what I noticed in Phnom Penh, and today we went to a vegan restaurant, which was quite great, and really healthy vegetables and fruits. Chickpea burger was $4, and these beautiful fruit smoothie bowls were like $4.50. And I mean, it's just amazing. Even last night when we went out to a seafood restaurant, we ordered like 3 different plates, and I had a beer, which the Cambodian beer was pretty good. And the whole thing was under $30 for the 3 of us. And so I have to say the cost of living is, you know, quite good here. You could have a very good lifestyle for, you know, not too much money at all.
How about in terms of housing? Now, I know you haven't seen very much of the real estate market, but you've seen our apartment. Curious as to what someone in the United States or, you know, Western Europe or Canada would be paying these days. So what would you pay for a similar kind of property that I live in in a city in the United States, like a large coastal city, for example.
Impressed when I saw Jay's apartment building. It looked like I was pulling up to a hotel. Inside there was a nice one-bedroom that they have, and a gym facility, a rooftop deck with a pool, and it looks like they're going to be opening a bar here too, and all of this for under $500. I was shocked. It's in a nice location, beautiful. They have a beautiful view of the city. The rooftop is amazing view, and I just couldn't believe it. I've lived in New York City, and I've lived in a major city, San Francisco, and the cost of living just for a small studio would be over, almost $2,000 or more, and you don't get anything with that. Parking, nothing. One bedrooms can go up to $3,000 or more. So it's just incredible, the cost of living here and what Jay has in his apartment building. All the amenities for under $500. I'm just in awe.
All right, so what did you think of the cost of things here, the quality of the food, and also the services?
So I was very impressed with the costs of transportation. In New York or California, an Uber just to go a couple of miles will cost you anywhere from $10 to $20. If you take a tuk-tuk a few miles here, it will cost you like $1. So that was like an amazing difference between the United States and Cambodia and Phnom Penh so far. Last night I had gotten a massage. In San Francisco, that same massage probably would have cost me anywhere from $120 to $150 for the hour. Deep tissue massage, I ended up paying $18, and it was really a clean place. They did a great job on the massage. $18, so I was like, whoa. I'm a wine drinker. In California, your wine is going to cost you one glass, maybe anywhere from $12 to $20. Here, I had a glass of wine at my hotel, and it was $5.50. It was a nice Spanish wine. A beer here, I think, is like $1.50, a Cambodian-style beer. Not really a beer drinker, but in this heat and humidity, the beer was great, and most beers in the United States will be at least $7 to $10, depending. The food scene, I am a vegetarian and pescatarian, so I have to say we ate last night and had some great crab curry kind of dish. I think it was $9. It was delicious. We also had some fried calamari. I think that was like $5. Everything was really fresh and delicious. Like I said before that, we ordered 3 dishes and shared them between 3 people. And I had a beer, and the bill didn't even come to $30. Compared to if you bought that in New York or California, you would have paid at least 3 times more. So I must say that it was, so far, I'm noticing that the cost of living here is excellent compared to the United States.
We're over here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and so far we've been gaining the wisdom and the knowledge and the mathematics. So remember to hit the like button, subscribe, share. If you enjoy the content, please share it with people. Post it on your social media. We greatly appreciate that. If you're looking for some short-term health insurance, please click the link in the description below. For a safety wing, it's not going to be a long-term solution, but it's great when you're first arriving in a country. If you're thinking about moving to Southeast Asia, doing any business out here, getting a job, investing, opening up a restaurant or something, whatever you want to do, just get a hold of us. We'll figure it out. If you're interested in a different part of the world that we don't necessarily talk about, don't be afraid to ask. We even have contacts Central Asia, Latin America. We can provide consulting for moving all over the world. So hit us up, please, Facebook fan page. And now we're going to take it back to the questions. I would say, what kind of person do you think would benefit from retiring in a city like Phnom Penh based on your very basic first couple days, like virgin experience?
Well, you know, I could definitely see people that are of retirement age and maybe just depending on their Social Security, being able to have quite a nice lifestyle here because the cost of living is so low compared to other countries, especially the United States. It looks like, you know, a happening city. I mean, they have hospitals, they have good food at great prices. You know, it just would work for somebody that may be on a limited budget. You know, the baby boomers that may just have Social Security and not a lot, you know, other savings could definitely have a good lifestyle here. The people here, so many speak English. So, so far I've found myself not having a problem communicating, and, you know, everybody's pretty friendly. So I think that if you have an open mind and you want to experience a very nice culture, then this would be the place for you.
So yeah, I mean, I've said this for a long time. Cambodia is the easiest place for long-term visas in Southeast Asia. Lots of foreigners own, you know, small businesses here. They manage to get things done to where, you know, they are not put out by bureaucracy or corruption, and they're able to profit and live here for a really long time. There's not many places in Southeast Asia where you can have your own company and you can run your own restaurant, you can run your own guest house without a lot of fucking headache. This is one of the best places for straightforward visas, relatively straightforward business culture. Cambodia gets a bad rep because it has some issues, but you know, it also has some major advantages. Like, they don't have the same population problems that Vietnam or Thailand have. They don't have the same amount of, you know, resources necessarily, but they also have some of the most fresh water in all of Southeast Asia with Tonle Sap Lake. You know, they have a growing middle class here in the capital. More and more you're seeing infrastructure improve. We started coming here about 10 years ago, and the first time I came here, a lot of the roads were not paved. There was a lot of, you know, issues with like no rideshare apps existing, so tuk-tuk mafia, everyone kind of trying to scam or rip off the foreigners. And now everything's organized, orderly, everything can be done on an app, food can be delivered, reliable, honest drivers can be delivered. Everything can pretty much be arranged for you. So where we come in, guys, is like if you're thinking about retiring overseas or coming to Southeast Asia, or really whatever your long-term objectives are, if you're interested in developing markets, please get a hold of us. We have contacts in things that you would never even imagine. We have more contacts when it comes to like different types of things in Southeast Asia than sometimes we even realize. Like, you know, recently we've been working with people who want to do import-export. We work with people who want to open up companies just for either the purposes of residency or for the purposes of doing business. I'm starting to work with people for tax services. So we're learning as we go, and we're taking you guys along with us as we learn. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us over the time. If you enjoy this type of content, there's going to be a lot more retirement content with Aunt Renata, because she's going to be coming out with a channel hopefully soon. And we're also going to be featuring her while she spends some time in Cambodia with us. So this is just her initial landing video, get an impression of like her first impression of the place, and then, you know, as we progress, we'll ask more, okay, well, you know, how does your view on retirement now, you know, after she gets to see a few other cities and get some other impressions. So please look for that. Definitely subscribe, share, ring the bell. You know, I'm not the most politically correct, so YouTube hates me, so just getting the videos around helps. Stay in school. Are you thinking of living, investing, buying property, buying land, working, or spending any significant time in Cambodia? Cambodia is an amazing country that offers a wide range of different opportunities for someone who has an open mind. If you're thinking about coming to Cambodia for the first time, we offer a consulting service for people who are looking to have everything done for them before they arrive. They want their housing contacts, their employment, their consultants, whatever they want to find in the country, they want it set up. That's what we do for you. We make it easy so that you don't have to worry about scams, problems, or other pitfalls that new expats face in this amazing country.